Could you imagine marching the streets and fighting for human rights along with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Or how about becoming a member of the Black Panther Party and fighting against police brutality along with Bobby Seale, Angela Davis, and Huey P. Newton? Or how about leading in a successful industry along with Oprah Winfrey and helping other people be successful? Or what about peacefully leading your country and the people in it into independence peacefully with Mahatma Gandhi? Or how about leading in anti-apartheid with Nelson Mandela and changing the history of your country forever? All of these people have one thing in common. They're all great leaders. When I was younger, I always wanted to lead something. I wanted to lead the line at school, I wanted to lead in having great grades, and I wanted to lead people just because it seemed like the fun thing to do. I led people by becoming Miss Southern at my high school so I could have a role in student government and have a say in what happens at school. Many people aspire to lead, but how many people actually know what it takes to be a leader? Great leaders aren't made overnight. It's a process. They know what it means to be a leader. They know different styles of leadership, and they know how to positively impact the people that they are leading. First, let's discuss what it means to be a leader. According to Webster's dictionary, the definition of a leader is a person who has commanding authority or influence. And according to Susan Ward, the writer of What is Leadership, she described leadership as the art of motivating a group of people to act toward achieving a common goal. And we also have attributes of a good leader. So first, we want our leaders to be intelligent. We want our leaders to know exactly what they're gonna do, and they want to be knowledgeable on the topic or what they're gonna lead people into achieving. We want people to have brain power. Effective communication. People can talk all day, but how many people actually know how to listen? When you can listen effectively and you can talk to people effectively, that's how you can communicate. Emotional intelligence. This is an umbrella term for people knowing how to decipher their feelings, other people's feelings, and know how to positively change or influence people's behavior in a good way. Integrity. We all want a leader who's honest with us. We don't want people to lie or push things under the rug, and that's how we can all have common ground and trust people who we trust to lead. Accountability. We all want somebody who is going to take charge and keep their word. We want somebody who's going to stick to the plan and take charge. So we also have confidence. No one wants to be under a leader who doesn't believe in themselves. So if you're confident in your goal, then you'll be able to lead people. Passion. We want people to have passion into the thing that they're leading. If you don't have passion, you basically don't have gas in your car to keep you pushing towards your goal. And social influence. That's very important to lead a group of people because you influence not only their mind but their behavior, and you can get them to do exactly what needs to be done to get to that goal. Leaders have these attributes, but how do they actually apply them? Leadership can be distributed in a broad range of perspectives, and the three perspectives that I'll be coming from are the autocratic, the democratic, and also the delegative. The autocratic leadership style is where the leader who's in charge has all the decision-making processes, and they take very little input from the people they're actually leading and their members. You can see this in the military, Regina George from Mean Girls, and in Hitler. And Regina George wasn't on the level of Hitler, but she was the Hitler of her school. The democratic leadership style is where the leader takes all the decision-making processes, but also has input from the members as well. In the coaching perspective, you could see this when the coach or the head of the team makes the decision, but has input from their team members as well. You can see this in American presidency, Mahatma Gandhi, and other athletic teams. The laissez-faire or delegate style leadership is a leadership where They are very hands-off. It is the exact opposite of the autocratic, and you can see this in Jurassic Park and Steve Jobs. So I made this, and these are all from movies. So as you can see, for the delicative or laissez-faire is John Hammond, the CEO of Jurassic Park. He had very little input in what happened because he gave the budget to scientists and they had full control of what happens to the animals, and he checked in sometimes just to see what was going on. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the autocratic, which was Regina George from Mean Girls. She told people when to wear pink, which is on Wednesdays. You can only wear a ponytail one day out of the week. And she bullied people into believing that she was like the head of the school. And she was very successful in that, and people did follow her. And right in the middle of these two are the Democratic, and I have Simba from The Lion King. He was in charge of their whole platform, but he did listen to Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa to lead as well. Finally, in order to reach successful leadership abilities, a person must inflict those same qualities into their audience by being selfless. So first, I would like to talk about a man who was very selfless into his leadership, and his name was Fred Hammond. He died in 1969, but he was born in 1948. And his life showed that he advanced Black people. And he was a chairman of the Chicago, Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. And he implemented social change by organizing numerous free breakfast programs for children who didn't have food before school, a medical center that was free, door-to-door health care screenings, and cleanup services. At 21, he started the Rainbow Coalition, and it was an alliance that aligned poor people who were Black, white, and Latino. He inspired people of all backgrounds and transformed their minds. So you see in him that it's a common courtesy for leaders to emphasize never giving up after failure, passion for their goals, motivation, and a creative approach to solving problems in their community. Pouring these things into your group can be tiresome, but it's effective and selfless. On the right, we have a selfish man by the name of William O'Neill, who was born in 1949 and died in 1990. He was very selfish because he caused the death of not only Fred Hampton, but a man named Mark Clark. He was a Panther insider. He was in charge of Fred Hampton's security, and he possessed the keys to the Panther headquarters and their safe houses. He was very trusted, but he betrayed them by being an FBI informant and supplying them with Fred Hampton's floor plans to his apartment. That led to their fatal death of 100 rounds in their apartment at night when they were raided. And there's a picture that you could also look up on Google where his bed mattress was soaked in his blood, and they ended up smiling about it, the FBI agents. So all of this was to shorten his sentence. So we have a selfless leader and a selfish leader. As opposed to common belief, this generation, our generation, will be the voice of change. We're fighting and leading technology, engineering, businesses, and politics, and so much more. And we have a young lady by the name of Yolanda Renee King. And she was very selfless in her leadership style as well.
Verizon 5G is here with a coverage of 5G nationwide, and in more cities, the unprecedented performance of ultra-wideband.
Extra large panoramic moonroof, and the most inviting Subaru Forester ever.
Yolanda Renee King is a typical fifth grader with an extraordinary heritage as the only grandchild of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Why is this picture one of your favorites?
Because it's funny how he's riding a 12-year-old boy's bike.
Do you want to follow in your grandfather's footsteps?
Well, some footsteps I do want to follow and keep on the legacy because some of them are important, but I want to make my own footsteps.
She's already started. Last year at the March for Gun Control, inspiring thousands, like her grandfather did decades ago.
I have a dream.
I have a dream that enough is enough. And that this should be a gun-free world, period.
I love the strength and power in her, and I love the fact that she's just joy.
She's being raised a king, seeing and hearing him every day.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
And he said it with power, so you can actually feel it through your soul. I got it.
Today, she and her family helped the nation celebrate the man she calls Grandpa. What do you think your grandfather would say today?
He would probably still not have retired. He still would have done the same work that he does, and I'd help him.
Dr. King had a dream for America, and his granddaughter has one too. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, Atlanta.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out.
So in conclusion, we learn how to be great leaders because people aspire to lead, but how many people actually know what it takes to be a great leader? Great leaders aren't made overnight, and it's a process to these things. They know what it means to be a leader, different styles of leadership, and how to positively impact the people that they're leading. Thank you.